All right. Hello. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening somewhere out there in the world. This is EVE coming from my heart to yours, from my home to yours. Mi casa es tu casa. And it is New Year's Eve today. Can you imagine that? Time has flown by so fast. And so I wanted to come in here and just send you a message, a positive message, sending you positive vibes. And I'm in a different area today. And of course, the message is what needs to be said, needs to be heard. And of course, I want to thank everyone that has subscribed to my YouTube channel, subscribe to the magazine Ethereal Lifestyle, also to those that are following me on all social media platforms. And I say this humbly, and I say this, with all my heart, and I mean it, is that when you Google Eve Gomez, it's because it's taken a lot of work and time and effort on my behalf and team, so that when you Google my name, you get to see all the things that I'm doing. But it's mostly serving in the community. And I just want to tell you a little bit about myself. There's new viewers here on Real Talk with EVE show, and of course, this comes on every Wednesday at 12:30 and Saturday at 12:30. Although today I was doing some other things that lost track of time. But here we are. We are live. And I thank you for joining us. And thank you for joining us on YouTube. Thank you for joining us on LinkedIn. And thank you for joining me on my social media platforms on Facebook, Eve Gomez public page, and also Ethereal Lifestyle page as well. And I want to thank you for being there with me and for me and to support me. And I actually encourage you to actually go in and subscribe to this magazine. It's a wonderful, amazing magazine. And I'm not saying this because I'm the CEO or editor in chief of it. I'm saying this because of the content that's in there, because of the team that I have. Shout out to all my contributing writers that I've had with me in 2022. Looking forward to 2023. I hope that you are as well, and I'm going to be looking at your comments. If you're commenting me on whatever platform you're watching me live now, I will respond to you in a timely manner, whether while I'm live here with you or after the fact, if you're hitting replay. So, Ethereal Lifestyle was created back in 2017, I believe. And it took thousands and thousands of dollars to create it, to get all the paperwork together. And it didn't happen the way it was supposed to, but I think it didn't happen because it wasn't supposed to happen then, right? And so I actually launched the magazine in December, a year ago today, in December of 2021. And of course, every year there's always new innovations. Every month there's always new creations, new ideas, new things that, for those of you that are entrepreneurs, you know what I mean. We don't stop. We keep moving, we keep creating, and we keep adding so it'll help someone else out. So I thank the contributing writers, Linda Santana out in Florida. Woo. I also want to thank Dr. Mercedes Martinez. She is a psychiatrist. And also Phyllis Mullah. She is an interior designer. She has also written her column in the Ethereal Lifestyle magazine. And I also want to thank Chef Sonia, Chef King. She and I go way back, all the way from high school. So I've known her for many, many years. She also contributes into that magazine and adds value to it. All of these knowledgeable people are there. Also, Julia Manson is there as well to contribute. She works with the Department of Family Services in Illinois, and I want to thank her as well for their dedication in writing their articles. I am looking for new contributing writers into 2022. I mean, 2023. We're about to end 2022 tonight, right? And I just want to encourage you that if you want to drink, drink responsibly. It's so important that you get to your destination safe and sound, because you may be a parent, you may be a mom and or dad or a grandparent, a brother, sister, uh, um, a cousin, a friend, to someone else. And so we want to, make sure we get back home safe and sound, especially if you're out there partying. I'm not going to party the way I used to back in my day, going to, and not going to clubs for New Year's. I actually went to, parties that are out there in the community. But I'm not going to do that this year. I haven't done that in quite some time, actually. I haven't gone to a dancing party or anything in years. So hello, Francis, how are you? We want to show your comment there as well. We thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you as well for what you're doing also. And so I want to thank everyone that just help make it possible. And I always encourage others to contribute or be part of change, be part of new. There's nothing wrong in being part of something that's going to help someone else out. And you guys got to check out that magazine. I mean, geez, the month of November was the longest one, or the one with many more pages, and that the covers of the magazine. I want to thank everyone that actually entrusted it in me and in our team to write a beautiful story on you with beautiful pictures. And of course, I can't, it'll be a remiss if I don't mention my publisher, Marisa. She's out from the DR. Shout out to her. And she does beautiful work. And of course, teamwork makes the dream work. So I'm looking into the 2023 plan. I am looking for more contributing writers. You are an expert. Doctors, you guys are experts, right? Coaches, you guys are experts. And oh, speaking of coach, I have a health coach, and that's Tiffany Parra out of California. So I am looking for more contributing writers, those that have something wonderful to share. And it also promotes your business because you're putting yourself out there. It gives you notoriety, gives you publicity. And if you want to advertise, you can advertise on that magazine as well. The ads that are there, it's all created by the team, by Marisa, and it's just wonderful. Mira nomás, chula de maíz prieto. Órale, Alex. Hi there. I've got to share. Oh, yes, look at you, Alex. Alex is a wonderful spirit. Um, he too is a writer. Little does he know, but I'm going to invite him live here, if I may, Alex. Thank you so much for your comment. To be a contributing writer because he has a spirit that is a passionate lover to write about life. And I read everything he posts out there on social media, and I love it, especialmente en español. I am Mexican, from the Mexican descent, born from Mexico. Saludos a mis mexicanos y mis puertorriqueños también. And so I am launching a Spanish magazine in next year, which is next week, right? In 2023, I am launching a Spanish magazine. I am looking for contributing writers to write their story, to write their expertise, to help the readers, to either give them advice, love advice, or about spiritual advice. En Espanol, it's going to be a completely different magazine. It's not going to carbon copy the English magazine because I think that we're going to gain a different audience. We're going to have this magazine internationally in Mexico, in Argentina, in Spain, and other countries as well. I already have some contributing writers that are already starting their columns for this new year to come, and that's Estilo Etereo. Ethereal lifestyle in Espanol. How about that, Alex? So think about that, Alex, since you're here. Think about that. Um, just it's all about sowing a seed. It's all about serving. It's all about what can we do to help someone else out. Oops, right? To help someone else out. I'm sorry, I just dropped my cell phone. You can't be without this device, right? And I multitask, guys. So, this show actually was created on UTV1. This is a TV show, Real Talk with E.V.E. But I now brought it back because I think there's a high demand for solutions, and that's what this show is about. Real talk about real issues with real people. So if you have a story you want to share, please chime in here or inbox me. You guys got my number. If not, call the office 219-262-7009. That number is tied to Ethereal Lifestyle Team as well. And we'll get back to you as soon as we can. And it's just nothing but solutions. That's what this show is about. Uh, Thank you, Alex. I appreciate it. I am very proud of you as well. And I just love your writing in there you could see his comment there. I just love your writing, in Espanol. You have such a passion for love. Your heart just speaks loud, and that's what we are always in need of. God allows us to go through things so that we can help someone else out, because it's not about us, right? It's about what God has given us as a gift to share to the world. And I'm here to share the love I have for mankind, for humanity, to serve in Mexico. I'm doing a ministry out in Mexico. I don't really need to share all that I'm doing, but it's really touched my heart to connect more with my homeland, with my country, Mexico. And of course, the first issue for the Spanish magazine is a special edition. I'm not going to share much about it because I'd like for you to subscribe to it. If you're interested, please share. I'm looking always to see ways that we can grow to help someone else out. And God has actually said, if you see the need, you feel it. And that's what I do. As I hear you. Ya sabes, Alex. And so I'm going to invite some professionals. There is a psychologist from Mexico. Alex, thank you for connecting me with her, Sonia. And, actually, we were already connected on social media. And so, God's divine order, God's divine things, paths that He places on us on or in, you can't go wrong with that. You can't go wrong with that at all. And so, I'm also in the financial business. So, financial literacy is so needed in the Spanish community, the non English speaking community. And as an advocate, I always ask the question to these leaders, to these social services that are offering services that people need. Don't leave my people behind, the non English speaking people. Don't leave them behind. Do you have your material in Espanol, in Tagalog, in Hindu, whatever other language? Do you have that? Do you have someone that looks like me, that looks like others that may not speak English well? And if you don't, I'm going to advocate and I'm going to speak on their behalf. And this is what I've been doing for several years now. And now God has made me even more bold. And the reason why I'm sharing this with you here on Real Talk is I'm keeping it real, people. And I'm also a radio personality. I've been on the radio 12 plus years, since October 30th, 2010. And you guys have heard the probation officer in the last show on Wednesday. He is my co host. We've been on the air for all this time, but I'm always about solutions. I'm always about keeping things in a different perspective, in seeing how we can grow, right? Because if we're not learning, we're not growing. And leaders never stop learning. We never stop learning. Every single day, there's always something new to learn. And if you're not learning, you're stuck somewhere. So let me help you get unstuck, if that's a word, right? But I just wanted to share a little bit about me and what I'm all about. First of all, I'm a servant leader. I serve. Haz el bien sin mirar a quién. Do good to those who wronged you. Do good without even noticing who you're doing the good to and for. First of all, I'm a kingdom builder. And that I will say it proudly and publicly. I'm not ashamed of my belief. I hope that you have faith in God and the Almighty, in the Creator, or faith in something. But most of all, let's have faith in ourselves. Right? We're going into a new year. Let's go into a new us, a new me, a new you. You can do it. It all starts here in the mind. We can retrain our mind. We have been so stuck on bad habits year after year that we don't even realize that we've been doing a bad habit, that it doesn't help us grow and it doesn't help anybody else out. And I'm going to say this, that if you're thinking of doing something, before you do it, ask yourself, is this good for me? Is this going to help me? Most of all, is it good for someone else? Is it going to hurt them or is it going to help them? How is it going to help them? Think about that. Because many times we say things that we can actually hurt someone else and not realizing it. So we have to really pay attention to how we speak, how we think, how we feel, that's going to help someone out there. It's not about us, it's about what we have been given to share with the world. And I love to conquer the world every single day, one person at a time, on all my social media platforms. Some time ago, someone called it on the radio, and my respects to him. He's a state representative, also a professor, and that's Dr. Vernon Smith Jr. He called in and he said, and I just do things. I don't pay attention as to well, this is my agenda. I don't even have one. The agenda is to make you smile, to make you feel good about you. So Dr. Vernon Smith says, I've never met a person as positive as you. You are so positive you can turn mud into water, and that has really touched my heart. And that statement that he called in and said to me has been engraved in my mind and in my heart. And so I make it a point every single day to keep things positive. When you put junk in, junk comes out, right? And when you allow to have positive thoughts, the words come out differently. Your thoughts, your feelings come out differently. And I've been saying this loudly and proudly in every platform I get a chance to. I'm a motivational speaker, and every chance someone gives me that mic on stage, I speak life over the person that's listening, right? And at the sound of my voice, what happens is they calm down, they feel the peace within them. With this crazy world that we're living in now, we have to learn to find the peace within us. Everything we look out here for, the love, the peace, it's already in us. And so I encourage you to tap into yourself. Thank you. Hey, Ash, how you doing, sweetheart? Alex, thank you for your message. Thank you for listening. And I just pray that whatever comes through me, it touches someone's life. As a mentor, I'm here to mentor many women. I have mentored uh, broken women that are victims of domestic violence, or they've had a bad childhood, and they feel less of themselves. And well, I'm here to say, you are awesome. You're amazing. You're beautiful. And what we do in the morning, how we start our day, how we wake up, what thoughts come through our mind, it's all up to us to control what comes here. Because when it comes here, it hits here, and then it comes out of your mouth. And so, there's a reason, and I've learned this too. There's a reason why we have two ears and one mouth. We must listen twice the amount than we speak, right? Although we need to be heard. And our youth, the youth that I've mentored, I love you. To our 30-year-olds, you guys are my spiritual children, and your children are my spiritual children as well. And I'm here to encourage you that don't wait until tomorrow to start a new you. You can start on it today. It's New Year's Eve today, but what are we doing? My favorite phrase and quote is my own. It's not the action that matters, it's the reaction that does. How we react to what's happening right now in this moment will make a difference in our tomorrow. So, what kind of difference do we want to make? Good, better, and different. It's all up to us. It's all up to us being control of this. Because if, as we say, an idle's mind is the devil's workshop. But when we have too much time in our hands, we're into so much that we don't need to get into somebody else's business. And what people say or think about me is none of my business. And you should try that too. Take a page from my book. Try that. Don't make it your business of what people say or think about you. What do you say and think about yourself? Look in the mirror. Look closely from within. That's where the beauty lies, is from within. Are you beautiful inside? And if you don't feel beautiful inside, then we got work to do, my brother, my sister, mi amiga, my child. We got work to do. The time that you're at home, that you're by yourself, that's the time that you need to use to work on you and in you. Stop using this to take that time away from you, because these cell phones will rob us from our time, will put us stuff in our mind and in our heart that we don't need to feed ourselves with. We don't. Those people that look, throw something out there negative on social media, and let's see how many cheerleaders pop and say, yeah, you go, girl. You go, bro. You set them straight. What do you say? A piece of your mind. I'm gonna give them a piece of my mind. But you know what you're doing? You're robbing yourself from that time and energy that you can be storing in you, bringing good things to you, and you're allowing all these naysayers, I call them cheerleaders, cheer you on to continue to be negative. Don't let those cheerleaders push you to continue on and being negative and being that sourpuss, and talking about somebody and gossiping. Oh, that's another thing. Let me tell you, I do not like gossip. I mean, no me gusta el chisme. Don't invite me in your kitchen to tell me about, that so and so did this and so did that. And did you know? You know what? Oh, I didn't know. Wow. Have you prayed for them? I shut the lion's mouth by saying, have you prayed for them? I won't allow a loved one talk negative about another loved one. to my ears, and you should not allow it as well. We need to cut that out. Going into a new year, be that new you today. This is all we have, the now, el ahora. This is all we have. This is all we have promised, is this minute we have right now. We're not even promised the next hour. We don't even know what can happen in the next 5 minutes, in the next hour. And tomorrow, why are you worried about it? Don't worry about tomorrow. Let it worry about itself on its own. And then yesterday, everybody's so hung up on yesterday. Yesterday is gone. Can you change yesterday? Because if you can do it, I'm going to try. Don't worry about yesterday. It's gone. Ya se fue. Oh, but you don't know what happened. You don't know what they did. Well, can you change any of that? I don't think so. Can we snap our fingers and change that? No, but what we can't change is what's happening right now, this moment. And whatever we do now will determine how our tomorrow will be, our next hour, this evening. When you wake up with good thoughts. Wake up and say, oh, it's going to be an awesome day. Oh, stretch. Hey, it's a beautiful day because I'm awake. I'm alive. It's a beautiful day because I make it so. Me, you. That's how you start your morning, and continue your day on like that. You can do that. Thank you, Alex. What'd you say? My mess. Yes, that's right. Amen. And that's living a purposeful life, right? Isn't that what Jesus accomplishes? Yes, that's right. He does. Thank you for your comment, Alex. And I'm reading your comments, guys, on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on YouTube. I'm reading your comments. I may not read them online live right now, but I will respond to them on a timely manner. And speaking of timely manner, some may not know or may not like it if I don't respond in 2 days. Well, how dare she not respond? Are you that kind of person that you get bent out of shape if someone didn't respond to you right away? Let me just say this, that when you get a message, a text, or an email, doesn't mean you have to respond like that, right that moment. But let me tell you, word of advice. I consider myself a very wise woman, and it's taken time to get this wise. Let me tell you, I pray for wisdom every day. I don't know everything. I know a lot, but not everything. Don't If that text or that email that you received made you feel some kind of way other than joyous, don't respond right away, because you're going to respond based on the emotion that you're feeling right now. And I encourage you to take a moment to reflect what is being said, because many times I have seen it, I've lived through it, that text gets thrown out of context and it gets misunderstood. And if we respond quickly, we respond to our emotion, and our emotion is anger, we're going to regret it later. We may not have understood that text 100%. Ask for clarification before you jump to conclusions. These are good ways to end your year to start even better. But you don't have to wait till tonight, midnight, till midnight, where everybody's singing the all day sang lang, whatever the name of that song is, and wishing everybody a happy new year and cheering everybody on, and hugging and loving on everybody. Just know that come tonight, midnight, you may not see me or hear from me, but I am here doing this with you, hugging you and loving on you and saying, Happy New Year. Think yourself happy. I've gotten a lot of stuff that I can take wrong through my cell phone, my devices. Um, I used to send a text and it get thrown out of context. And how did I know? By the response. And I learned that not everything deserves a response, but don't get bent out of shape if someone doesn't respond back to you. Because I have seen and witnessed people that I have mentored, or they have spoken to me and shared things with me, that they get upset right away, and they get a chip on their shoulder, and then they start saying, well, who does he think he is? He thinks he's all that, or she thinks she's all that, like she's all important, like she's not responding to me. you know that problem is yours when you start thinking like that. And if you're here, because I don't have my glasses on, so I'm not, all I see is blur. If that is you and you get to feeling that way, get a checkup from your neck up. Check yourself before you respond in a negative way, because that doesn't help you. The text may have been taken wrong, may have been come to you, may have taken may have been wrong or negative, and then you take it negative and then you respond right away, what do you think is going to happen with that? It's not going to be a happy ending, that's for sure. And then you're like, well, I showed her. No, no. I have the peace, the gift of peace, rather, the gift of love. You can have it too. If you seek it, you shall have it. And so is a man thinketh, so is he. So, how do you think about yourself? How do you think about situations? Remember, my favorite quote is, it's not the action that matters, it's the reaction that does. So, how are you going to react to what's happening in your life right now, this minute? Will determine how your next moment, your next hour, your next day will be. Be in control of your emotions. These are temporary emotions that can lead into something permanent that could be wrong, could be detrimental, could be deadly. You know, often times I see that our youth are very sensitive to what they read. They're not as strong as how you and I may have grown up to be. You know, what won't kill you will make you stronger. But I encourage you to love you a little more. Love you a little more. I'll just say that if you tell me that you love me and you don't love yourself, you really don't love me. And you know what? I love me some me because I love some you. I love you genuinely, unconditionally. You may have done me wrong, but you know what? Hey, I know how to forgive and keep on keeping on. Keep pressing on, people. Keep learning, keep growing. And may this new year be a prosperous new year with health and wealth and knowledge. You know, he who is without knowledge shall perish. Well, one thing is to gain knowledge, but you know what's more powerful? Is to use it for your own good and for others, for the greater good of the community, of the family. You know, to me, community means come in unity. A ver, does that make sense? Well, I hope that this message has actually hit your heart and has touched you in a way that it feels that you've been blessed with this message, because it's not about me, it's about some real talk, one on one, tú y yo. Sometimes it's hard to swallow that truth. But as I often say publicly, I appreciate my enemy more for telling me the truth than my friend lying to me. So let's be truthful, be true to ourselves, because when you lie to me, you're lying to yourself. And I'm okay if you lie to me. I'm going to leave that in God's hands, and He will reveal the truth eventually. That what's in the dark always comes to light. So don't you worry, and don't be weary in due season, because there is a God. And the truth will set you free. With that being said, thank you so much for joining me here on Real Talk with E.V.E. I have 1 minute left. And what are we doing this evening? How are we celebrating our evening? Will determine how you will start your year 2023. I welcome this beautiful year to come because I know it's going to be prosperous. I'm going to speak life over myself and over you. And you do the same. Look in the mirror and say, don't you look lovely? You're awesome. You're amazing. You're beautiful. Look at you. Yes, I'm all that and a bag of chips. That's right, people. And that's not saying that I'm conceited. That's saying I'm confident. I know who I am and whose I am. Come on now. So let's rejoice. Let's be glad in it. For this is the day that the Lord have made. So come on. I'm already rejoicing and I'm already being glad in it. What about you? Are you? Are you? Well, think about that. Are you working on you? Being a better version of you. Thank you, Pat. Happy New Year to you as well. Are you being that better version of you? I can't answer that for you. You have to answer that for you. Okay. So we still have some hours left of 2022. Ya se va este año viejo y el año que viene, bienvenido. The old year is about to go. Bye, Felicia. And 2023 is hello, baby. You got some exciting things coming. Thank you for bringing me all this good stuff. This new year is bringing prosperity, is bringing health, is bringing wealth, is bringing unity. Come in unity. That's community, is bringing families together. Businesses growing. New businesses are being creative. Things are being innovative and created in your life. Allow it to hit your life. Embrace change. Be the change you want to see. Many times we say, we want to go to heaven, but I don't want to die. Are you ready to die? Do you know where you're going? Hey, whenever that time comes, I'm going to embrace it. But for right now, I got to sow some seeds out there. I have work to do, and so do you. For whom much is given, much is required. Just remember that. I want to wish you all a happy, happy new year. Un feliz, próspero año nuevo para ustedes. Se les desea con todo mi corazón y amor a ustedes. From my heart to your heart. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Please share these videos. It's what's the content is what is being brought to you. It's all about solutions. And to my future guest, thank you. Thank you for coming on our show. Thank you for coming on this show. There's quite a few shows. So if you want to know all about me, just Google Eve Gomez. And I do mean it. I mean it humbly by saying Google me because it's taken a lot of work. I've been in the trenches in the forefront as a grassroots leader since the 90s. And I'm getting younger. All right. I'm like better than the wine because the wine ages and I don't. God has given me the fountain of youth and he can give it to you as well. So with that, nos vemos. Feliz año nuevo. Feliz como una lumbriz. And I want you to rise up on this song. Rise up. Levántate. Ponte las pilas. Broken down and tired. Listen to this. I don't have the rights to this music, but I just want you to listen to this for a minute. Because you got to rise up. Rise up above your storm. Rise up. You got what it takes. You can move mountains. Let's do it. We can walk it out. Come on now. Move mountains, will you? Because I rise up like the day, and you can too. I rise up unafraid, and I'll do this 1,000 times again. Rise up, rise up, rise up, my gente. Rise up, beautiful people. Rise up. For you, for you. Yes, yes, yes. Do it for you. Rise up. Come on now. Ponte las pilas y levántate. Charge up. Get plugged in. Stop plugging in your devices and before they go dead. Well, you're dead. Why don't you plug in to life, to something better, something greater? Cheers to you guys. To a happy new year. Thank you once again for joining me here on Real Talk with E.V.E. It's been a pleasure. It's been real. It's been fun. Gotta go. Gotta run. Thank you so much. Hasta la vista. Until next time, here on Real Talk with E.V.E. We'll be back Wednesday for Lunch and Learn. Stay tuned for our next guest for Wednesday at 12:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Love ya. Se les quiere.